Surgeons of Reddit, what was the biggest mistake you made while operating on a patient? Not a surgeon, but I'm a histotech. We work in the pathology lab where all the specimens are sent. A surgeon did a double mastectomy based off a different hospital system's pathology report. Basically the report said she had the kind of breast cancer where both breasts need to be removed. But we found zero cancer in either breast. He was shitting bricks, so we submitted both breasts in their entirety. That's a ton of blocks and it's unheard of to submit all the tissue like this, but he needed to find cancer. I've never seen a surgeon stand there and watch the pathologist like this guy did. We all felt so bad for him and OFC the patient. He was so upset, cussing up a storm the whole time and screaming about this is why I never take outside pathology reports. Turns out the other lab had mislabeled her specimen, so some other lady got the all clear who had cancer and she lost both breasts when she didn't. All around horrible situation and the surgeon was sick over it all. Yikes. Exclamation mark. Those poor women. And that poor doctor. I'm glad it got figured out, but damn. My god. Never realized people messed up like that in the medical industry, doing something as simple as mislabeling. Quick tip. Don't read through these before or after having surgery. Med student here. I was watching any operation when the surgeon suddenly stopped, looked towards the staff absolutely shocked, and asks, "This is the wrong knee, isn't it?" Apostrophe. Basically he was told to operate the wrong knee and halfway through he realized it was too good looking to be the knee that needed the operation. Luckily there was no permanent damage done. The team ran it everything together and rescheduled the surgery. Not a surgeon, but work for pathology. An oncologist I met at the lab would tell me all of these horror stories. We'll never forget about the one time a nurse threw someone's donated organ transplant into the rubbish bin, or when a man had the wrong leg cut off. Not a surgeon, but I can tell you of one. My mother-in-law had a bad fall while on vacation in Florida and had to have hip surgery. They nicked her bowels without realizing it until almost 2 days later when she started complaining of abdomen pain and her blood pressure started dropping. By then she was already septic, went into a coma, and they couldn't save her. The hospital declared her death natural causes. We only know otherwise because my husband's family hired someone to do an autopsy before they cremated her body. Not the surgeon. And I'm sure not even sort of his biggest mistake. But this was one of the more bizarre things I've witnessed in an OR. Surgeon brought a bad pair of glasses. So here we are. Total hip replacement. Surgeon is going to town with what I lovingly call the human grater, which is a doohickey, to make sure the new hip socket will fit in. Picture a cheese grater wrapped around a golf ball on the end of a power drill. It's not pleasant. Anyway, dude's grinding away at the fella's hip and sudden yelps in surprise and stops, backing quickly away from the table. We're all like, the duck. His glasses spontaneously broke in half. They were the type that didn't have rims, just lenses with a bar across the nose and bars for the ears. So the metal crossing the nose snapped at the screw. Surgeon quickly starts stripping off his gown, etc. Had the full face shield get up. Orthos are splashy and leaves the room. Comes back with a roll of tape. Him and the circulating nurse can't get them fixed, so he just holds them to his face and has her run the tape around his head a few times. Then suits up again and goes back to acting like nothing happened. All in all added like 10 minutes to surgery time. At least that I could catch directly. Hadn't been with that surgeon before, but I can't imagine that was his best performance afterwards, seeing as how his glasses were taped across his eyes at weird angles. But yeah, don't buy $5 readers for the OR. My mother's surgeon, well, not doing basic math correctly and sewing up a woman having spine surgery with two sponges still inside of her. Apostrophe. My mom was 20 plus years sober, so she refused most of the pain meds. When they had to confess they ducked up, she had a mental breakdown facing all that pain again. She got a lawyer and they settled as soon as possible. About $50,000. Mom thought that was fair, but my godfather is a retired federal prosecutor and said it would have been $100,000 easy with another attorney. Update. Want to thank everyone on behalf of my mom for the good thoughts. This happened about 15 years ago. My mother has a master's in biology and knows, well, shit happens. It's a testament to her character that she decided the settlement was fair for an accident. Yet another example of how extraordinary my mom is and how underappreciated this retired HS biology teacher remains. He's probably right. 50k for that kind of screw up is getting off easy. Should have at least started with saying $1 million with your pinky up to your lip. I'll share my not a surgeon, but encountered a weird hospital mistake. Worked for a funeral home. Picked up remains from the hospital morgue and discovered an extra foot prior to cremation. Was an interesting call to the head of that department. +/-1 foot is a reasonable margin of error in the morgue business. AHH. Just the thread I was looking for as I relax and try to fall asleep the night before my surgery. I'm a nurse who works in the operating room with surgeons. Let's say sometimes it's better the patients are asleep. You know something is wrong when the surgeon starts swearing. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.